Here, and it's time again for tea and tutus. Be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Hello again, everybody. Sorry that I haven't been super active with posting on Instagram lately. I do, however, have a few photo shoots planned in the near future, so I'll be having some good stuff to post there soon. One of them will be with my good friend Kelly, who is responsible for most of my recent photo shoots here in Texas. She's an absolute genius with the camera. I have another photographer friend as well who did the Robin photos, who's also very, 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 very good. That being said, as far as tutus goes this week, you know, back in this number and back to the debate of what is a tutu. And then the tea is the lovely honey and chamomile, making a comeback from the Celestial Seasonings package. Last week we talked about KomoriCon and guesting for the first time, and I promised some more structure to the episodes to actually dive into more cosplay related things, and we are going to be doing that tonight, whatever time it is. I have here with me one of the bags of feathers that I used for my Snow White cosplay, and my trusty steed here, the glue gun. So, this whole project started, this whole project started because I got the idea to make Snow White's wedding dress as a cosplay. I was in love with Once Upon a Time through and through, and had seen people do Emma Swan with her red jacket. I'd seen people do Regina with her elegant, gowns and outfits as well. And then I had seen a couple people who had done some of Snow White's like hunting outfits when she's in the Enchanted Forest, stuff like that. But I hadn't seen anybody do her wedding dress. The only image I had seen outside the show was a, blanking there for a second. It was something that someone had made on Etsy. It was a dress that was made to look like it, but they had gone a different route with it. They had used faux fur instead of feathers. And when I got the idea to actually make the dress, it was because Lana Parrilla was coming to Fan Expo Denver at the time. So I was like, well, shoot, let's make this dress to meet the Evil Queen, to meet Regina. And when I first bought it, I thought 8 to 10 bags of feathers would be enough at the time, because each bag contains approximately 600 feathers when I was buying them online. So when I was figuring out the process and then actually getting to the part where I had really figured out how to layer the feathers onto the skirt, 8 to 10 bags was starting to not be enough. I thought I had done about half of the skirt when I did meet Lana the first time, and then when I really got into trying to finish it, I realized how many more feathers I would be needing, and each section just ate them up, and there is no fast way to glue these guys on. I also learned not halfway through, but a good chunk of the way through, to use a low temperature glue gun, not a high temperature glue gun, because the high temperature glue gun was too hot for the feathers. So low temp for the feathers and for the tulle material of the skirt. And then you just stick a tiny little bit right there on the end, and I will actually have the outfit on camera soon. It's not currently here, but you stick it on the tulle and you have to go underneath the fabric to make sure that it stays on. And I'm surprised I didn't burn myself more, honestly, with how much I was touching the hot glue. Even at low temp, that stuff's still hot as heck, and terrible. I still have some bags left over because I end up just buying more just in case, actually after finishing the skirt, because you never know with that thing, and every time I wear it, a few feathers do fall off, admittedly. There's usually a trail of them around the convention I'm at, and those are now just in case I need to fill any holes, which every time I've looked at it and like went to go fill holes for it, it hasn't been that terrible, thankfully. As in, hasn't been like too many missing spots as far as it goes. The total on the skirt though is about 15,000 feathers. I don't want to do math right now, but divide that by 600 and that will give you approximately how many bags I had to order. And don't worry, these are obviously ethically sourced. I'm not like, yeah, these are just, you know, feathers that were, yeah, they're good. Not fun to work with. I definitely had other ideas of how to put the feathers on. I thought about using like feather boas as an option to create kind of like a draping falling effect. I looked into larger feathers, kind of like the ones that are actually on Snow White's wedding dress. They're just a different shape and would have required like cutting them. I know some people, when they're using or when they're working with feathers or making something that has feathers, some people make them out of foam or other materials, which I think is actually pretty smart because these things are not fun to work with. They get everywhere, they shed, there's fluff and stuff everywhere when in your workspace, and it took 13 months total to finish the skirt from start to end there. And I hate these things, they're terrible. Oh, never mind, they're not even, of course they're ethically sourced because they're made in freaking China. They're not real. That's a good thing. I was about to be like, what poor birds suffered for me to make this dress. Every time I ordered more bags of feathers, the company's like, all right, go get the bird. Let's go pluck it. That's terrible. Please don't cancel me for that. I promise I'm just joking. But anyway, completely worth it. Still my most proud project to date, my biggest accomplishment for sure. And now on to other things. Hopefully I'll get to start my Kaylee cosplay here soon, as well as still work on those photo shoots for other outfits, or sorry, excuse me, other cosplays as well that just need attention, that hasn't gotten a photo shoot or got one a long time ago, or just has a photo as well. If I can find a wig for it and remake some of the accessories, I have thought about bringing back my Queen Beryl cosplay. I made a Renaissance version of Queen Beryl from Sailor Moon Crystal that I wore to NDK several years ago. I believe it was NDK 2019. And it's been hard to find a screen accurate wig again, because it goes all the way down past my back. And wigs that long are very difficult to find, especially when you're taller. But those are the plans. I am trying filming a new way, so if I end up cutting this video too short, I do apologize. I don't know how long I've been talking because I don't have a timer anymore, at least facing me, since I've flipped the camera to try for a better filming experience, to see if it's clearer before I can upgrade my setup. So let me know in the comments how it looks, how it's doing. Where's my little fancy button here? Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all next week, and as promised, I will have more content on Instagram soon. Thank y'all and have a great night.